Hi guys, Alberto here. You're watching the Bedroom Rocker YouTube channel. I do guitar gear demos, reviews and tutorials, so if you like this kind of content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today we are checking out this amazing jazz box, the Ibanez Artcore AF75. As usual, I'm gonna start with a backing track, then I'm gonna run to the guitar specs and show you a couple more sound clips, and finally I'm gonna give you my opinions and thoughts on it. So, let's go! Those who follow the channel have probably seen this guitar before, hanging out in the background on some other videos, and this is the guitar I use to learn jazz whenever I have some free time. It's also a great practice guitar because it has enough acoustic volume so that you can play it without having to plug in an amplifier, but it's also still quiet enough that you can play without annoying your neighbors until late hours. So it ends up being the guitar that is always ready to play, it's always out of the gig bag, and I enjoy it a lot. This is a quite traditional hollow body guitar construction. The body is made out of maple with a 70mm depth, so you get a nice acoustic volume, but it's not crazy loud and also not so prone to feedback. The neck is made out of a wood called Nyato, and the fretboard made out of laurel with nice acrylic block inlays. The scale length is the same classic Gibson scale length, and then you get two humbucking pickups with individual volume and tone controls, regular metallic bridge with individual saddles for adjustment, and finally the tailpiece where you hang the strings. Let's hear some more sound samples now. I'm gonna play some clean chords to show you all the three different pickup positions. I'm gonna play the guitar through my PVA Classic 20 amp using the Harley Benton G112 vintage cabinet. I'm going to mic the cabinet, but I'm playing at bedroom level, so you're gonna hear a lot of the acoustic volume of the guitar spilling into the microphones. Then I'm gonna make a bossa nova standard. So let me know your thoughts on the guitar and on the sounds. Make sure to write in the comment section below. I think Ibanez did a pretty good job on this one. I feel it's really a workhorse instrument for people who are getting into jazz guitar and for gigging musicians who cannot afford a more expensive jazz box from a more traditional brand. So it is a made in China guitar. It is around 430 euros here in Europe, but it ticks all the boxes. You know, it plays great, it sounds good, and even though it has a plastic nut and no brand tuner, the tuning stability was also pretty nice. So it sort of ticks all the boxes, and there's hardly anything to go wrong with this guitar. The first and almost mandatory upgrade to this guitar are the strings. It comes from factory with the Dario 10s round wounds, which is a great string set I use in many of my solid bodies, but it's not the kind of string that you want for a jazz machine like this one. So I really recommend you to throw some heavier flat wound strings on this guitar. In my case, I went for Thomastic 11s, and I think this really made a huge difference. Really makes it sound more mellow and jazzier, and also having the heavier string there prevents me from bending and from approaching this guitar as I would approach my Fender Telecaster, and I'm a blues player mostly. So even though I'm still playing pentatonics most of the time, I tend to go more for slides and for other techniques that immediately makes it sound more jazzy. Then the weakest point on the guitar for me is actually the pickups and the electronics. So the pickups are humbuckers with ceramic magnets, and they sound okay, but sometimes I do listen to some harshness in the top end. And I think throwing some Alnico PAFs there would dramatically improve this guitar. Obvious choices would be Gibson 57s or Seymour Duncan Ceph Lovers. But right now there are many brands making great pickups at affordable prices, and even like Squier Classic Vibes and Epiphones are coming out of factory with much better pickups than they would, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. So I think there's really no excuse for Ibanez not to upgrade the pickups on this guitar if they ever release an updated version out of it. The volume and tone controls are also a bit weird. It feels almost like an on-off switch. They don't do much until they do, and they do everything. But it's not that big of a deal, because with this guitar you're gonna stay on the neck pickup with the tone rolled off for 90% of the time. So just sometimes you want a bit more clarity, or you want to make some more funky rhythm jazz, and you go for the middle position, but I seldom play the bridge pickup by itself. The Ibanez AF75 has been around since 2002, so it has a very long track record of reliability and of being a workhorse instrument for the gigging jazz musician. So you really see it everywhere, which also means that you can very easily find one in the used market. So if you're comfortable buying used gear, you can very likely find a good deal on one. If you prefer buying new instruments, then please consider using the affiliate links in the video description box below. If you use them, I get a small commission that really helps me to get more products for making reviews like this one at no additional cost for you. If you find it useful, please make sure to give it a like and also hit the subscribe button. Keep on jazzing, and cheers!